it is freezing cold in Benidorm town. A problem that is so repetitive, it's not even funny any longer. Benidorm Christmas celebrations and festivities. We finally have the whole entire program for you guys. Plus, what's happening on the beachfront of Benidorm, on all the famous beach areas like Levante Beach and Poniente Beach, and if something can be done. And of course, the weather forecast. Trust me, it's worth hearing. Let's begin today's Benidorm news update. First of all, let's talk about the tourism update. And as you all know, we are heading full speed towards the Christmas, New Year celebrations, all the typical winter festivities, and the weather is accompanying it. What else can we say? Thus, there are many places where this weekend or the next one, which is the case of Benidorm, we will start a Christmas fest and all the typical Christmas lights and Christmas trees going to be everywhere we go from now onwards. There's plenty of them everywhere. So if you're not a fan of Christmas, this is a difficult time for you to be here. But who doesn't like Christmas, right? All the Christmas lights, trees, special atmosphere, all the colorful light bulbs and concerts and Christmas markets, in general, markets with some hot chocolate, churros. It's just nice. It's a very comforting time of the year here, even in our country, even though it's not as cold usually, although right now it definitely is. So the first place nearby that will be turning on the Christmas lights is Alicante. Alicante is doing it this Friday, so today in the evening, starting from 6 or 7 p.m. and up until 7th of January, you will be able to see the Christmas lights in Alicante City. Benidorm, on contrary, decided to wait one more week, and honestly, this year they did a really good job. Just past news update will let you know that usually they're always waiting for last minute, and it's like between 1st and 4th, and the program usually is put a couple of days in advance, so we don't have enough time to plan actually things, and people don't have time to book holidays or to come here to organize themselves. But this time we're quite proud of the town hall because they've put the program public 1 week before the actual festivity, and even more. Usually it's between 1st and 5th, but now it's going to be on 29th, next Saturday, 29th of November. The Christmas lights will be on, the Christmas fair will be on, all the lights by the ice skating rink at the main square, by the town hall, by the Bristol Hotel, everything will be on. Christmas house with the sleigh, with reindeers, with Papa Noel, Santa Claus, and it's going to be incredible. Oh, it's going to be magical, absolutely. Each year we go, and this year it's going to be no exception either. So 29th at 6, they're going to be opening up the Christmas house. And at 7, they will be turning on magically all the lights in Benidorm, all the Christmas tree lights. And right by the square, obviously, that's where the main epicenter will be. So don't miss it if you're here in Benidorm town. And maybe if you see it this time in our videos, as usual, for next year, you will be here to celebrate it with us. So definitely going to be quite busy here, and some hotels have closed down, those who have water parks and slides, etc., such as Rialto, Magic, Rock Gardens, etc. But a lot of the others, probably like 85%, 80% of them, are still open and going hard because they have quite a lot of guests out there still, even though we're almost in the month of December. The full program will be available on the Town Hall website, and quite probable on the Visit Benidorm website. Maybe if not now, in the next couple of days, they will load it in, and you will be able to see it in Spanish and in English too. But as usual, Christmas beginning next Saturday, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve concerts for children, bouncing beds, attractions, the ice skating rink probably works really well in our city. There will be different types of musicals, concerts, bands, markets, crafts. There's going to be obviously New Year celebration and many more. And the Three Kings Parade on the 6th or 7th of January. Let's go with 2 main news, shall we? And one of them is so repetitive that it's not even funny. It's here back again. Tram What we say Benidorm Tram or Alicante Tram, what comes to your mind? Leave us the note in the comments, in the messages. What comes to your mind when we say you tram in Benidorm? It's quite probable a lot of you will say, well, yeah, when it doesn't work, they give us a bus. There's a lot of road works happening. There's a lot of disturbance in the typical like traffic, typical road and the trip that we make. Yeah, and you're right. And this time it's no different. We thought everything's done, everything's over. First of all, they did all the first part, which is from Benidorm towards Denia. That one's done and finished and over with, finally. And now there was two-part work, which was happening between Benidorm and Villajoyosa Hospital. What happened is that government, like local autonomic government from Alicante, they wanted to make a double intersection, like a double road, so that we could have more transport, more frequent transport in the area, which would be way better for tram service for all those who want to travel or go to work or go to study in Alicante, for example. So this is what's being done. First phase is complete, and now it's time for the second one. So very important for those who will be arriving right now up until the end of the year. Starting from next Monday, 24th of November, up until mid-December, probably right before Christmas holidays, hopefully, at least that's what's being published right now, is when there's going to be 5 stops from Benidorm towards Villajoyosa Hospital that will not be working. Obviously, there's going to be a bus service that will bring all the people from these 5 stops, excluding the stop of Terramitica. Why? Because it doesn't make any sense. No one goes there in winter season, so it's kind of unnecessary. At least that's what the government thought, and they just said, no, we're going to exclude that one. And not sure if there's someone lives there nearby. I don't think so, because there's no like living properties there to actually live. It's only like theme parks, and the hotels there are closed, almost all of them. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be necessary. In any case, 5 stops that will be done with a bus service. Regular bus coming back and forth, not always comfortable, but at least it's an alternative to keep in some way the transport as it should be in all this area. So sad, but we know the improvement has to be done. And if there's going to be way more frequent transport service, then maybe it is for the best. I just hope that right before Christmas, it will all be done, because there's a big affluence of people traveling constantly, those who don't have vehicles or don't want to use one. So hopefully by then it's going to be all done. And that was supposed to be the last step. And unless something happens, there shouldn't be any more tram road works done anytime soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be the case. Let's continue with the last news, and it is about something that we see for quite a few days already. I'm trying to breathe through my nose because the air is really cold. So I know if I talk too much, automatically we breathe through the mouth, and it's not good with the air that it is right now, because I can lose my voice, and I don't want that, because I have a lot of videos to do for you guys. So we're going to be doing some breathing stops every now and then. That's why I'm talking like this. So there's quite a lot of interesting things on the Levante Beach and Poniente Beach. Those who arrived here right now were saying, oh, the beach looks dirty. Why don't they clean all these things? And that is because right on the beach line, you can see some pictures here on the screen. Right on the beach front, on the Levante Beach and Poniente Beach, on both of these, it looks like a residue. It looks like residual algae, plants in the sea, whatever it is, mixed up with maybe a little bit of litter that people throw from the boats, even though they shouldn't. And people say, oh, all this has to be taken down. Why don't they clean it up? And that is because, short answer is, they can't. These are some marine residues, like organic residues, and they're mixed up with Posidonia. This is a type of algae, like a seaweed, which is extremely protected in the Mediterranean Sea. And every single winter, once temperatures start to drop down, this algae comes to the seashore and stays here. It is forbidden to touch from 31st of October, if I'm not wrong, up until 15th of March. So all this winter period, technically up till almost Easter holidays and like the beginning of summer season, it is forbidden to clean it. Why? Because it protects our seashore and it helps the marine life, and it's a natural nature cycle. So we cannot touch them, nobody can. And it is illegal. There's fines if someone tries to clean it up, any kind of municipality, which is why it is here. We're used to it. Sometimes there's more of it, sometimes it's less. It doesn't mean that the beach is dirty. These are all organic residues, and it has to be like this because that's how it's always been, and it's useful for the sand, for the waves not to eat all the seashore, to maintain the beachfront how it should be. So it's not that it's dirty, it's just there's algae, and there's always been algae here on the seaweed in winter season. Sometimes even in summer we've seen it, not as much on the seashore, but we've seen it too. So it's just a natural process that we have to live with. And honestly, not a lot of people go for a swim right now, so it's not something that's bothering too many people. If you want to go by the seashore, yes, it might be uncomfortable because obviously it's there, it's slightly slippery if the water touches it constantly. But either apart from that, it's perfectly fine, and we don't even look at it as something strange. We know it's going to be there, let it be up until next summer season, which is when we will finally be able to clean the beachfront and prepare it for a new summer season to begin, which is going to be starting from the month of March. And now let's talk about the weather, because this is absolutely insane. People will say, well, yeah, you're heading towards December, right? True, but it's not how the weather usually is, okay? We've had some strange weather. We've had some storms, some floods, more than we usually do. It's not a typical thing, okay? And this time, that is cold. There's the wind that's starting to blow way more, but let's start from the beginning. So, according to the Spanish Meteorology Association, they're the ones who always publish all the alerts and all the things that we should know. And right now, in Spain, there are 11 autonomic communities, like areas, regions, that are either in orange or yellow alert. As we are touching the yellow alert, I'm going to put it here for you on the screen. And that is due to several reasons. Spain, as well as other north parts of Spain and northern European countries, like even France and many others, we have a polar cold, authentic, like from North Pole, basically. We have a cold air mass that went from the whole Europe, dropped temperatures drastically. It's snowing in a lot of places now in November. And it came here to Spain. Right now, it's like first half of Spain, so like up until middle, which is like Madrid, Castilla y León. And it is crazy snowing in a lot of places, in Navarra, north parts, in some sierras, mountains, even in Castilla y León. And there was even some snow in Mallorca, in the mountains. Imagine that. So it is extremely cold. A lot of places are below zero, obviously, if there's snow. Here on the screen, you can see more or less how it looks like, and the decrease in temperatures. You can see that all Spain is colored. So it is definitely really cold. Today it's starting. Technically, yesterday was already the beginning, North Spain, but here it's starting today. And tomorrow is going to be the worst night, the coldest night. In the morning, it's less than 10 degrees, and at night as well, obviously. On the sun, it's slightly more comfortable, but still, once you're in the shade, oh boy, it is really cold. We need some scarves already by now. And in terms of temperatures, we've had 13, 16 degrees right now. Once this polar air mass will go away, which it will in a few days' time, probably by the end of this weekend, between Monday and Thursday, we'll have our 14, 17, 18 degrees back. Still less than 20, but I mean, we're entering December almost. It's the last week of November. So for all those of us who were born in Northern European countries, we're used to it. But for Spanish, it is definitely too cold right now. Thank you for accompanying us in today's latest Benidorm news update. I hope you got to hear some useful and interesting information. And don't miss Benidorm's Christmas fair, the famous Beni Nadal, if you're here on holidays. Stay tuned for more and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in a brand new video. Goodbye.